From Oslo to sovereignty, we are here now with Knesset member Danny Danon. Shalom.
Shalom, Yoni.
Chairman of World Likud. My first question to you, how did the Oslo agreements affect, and maybe you would say harm, Israel's stance in the world?
We are paying the price until today. We see the violence in the road of Judea and Samaria, and the idea that we will give away parts of our homeland and we will receive peace in exchange, it completely failed.
It failed, but you see, and have you seen throughout the years, that countries around the world, states, demand Israel, expect from Israel to go ahead with concessions because Israel did it in Oslo.
So we have to work hard, and that's what I'm doing. I'm explaining our position for the last 30 years since the agreement was signed, that it's not going to work that way. We have to think about a different formula. This idea brought only violence and frustration to the region, and that's why I think we have to say, let's delete it. Let's think about a new idea, a new paradigm for peace in the region. President Trump did it, by the way. He told to the Palestinians, forget about those ideas. Let's think about the future. Let's think about new ideas. And I think we have to tell to our allies around the world, it's not working. It's not safe for us. Let's think about another option.
And do you think that sovereignty, if we're going from Oslo to sovereignty is something that can promote peace? Or is it just important for the strength of Israel?
Well, I think when Menachem Begin took the very brave decision to apply sovereignty over the Golan Heights, that was a remarkable moment. And he wrote that for him it was the most important decision in his life. I think we should do the same. We should apply sovereignty. We should send a clear message that the Jews who live in Judea and Samaria are not going anywhere. They will stay there. That's why I don't think there is any reason to postpone this decision.
But if someone tells you this is against peace, you cannot achieve peace if you go ahead with sovereignty?
On the contrary. You know, it reminds me when the U.S. decided to move its embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. People said it's not going to help peace, it will bring instability. I said exactly the contrary. It will actually show the Palestinians what are the facts of life. And the facts of life is that we are here to stay. The Jewish communities are not going anywhere. And then we'll have to realize that they have to live side by side with us. We are not going anywhere. We are not going to remove Jews from Judea and Samaria. And I think once we'll do that, it will be kind of a reality check for the Palestinians to sit down and speak with us.
So why didn't it happen yet? We're here in the state of Israel. The right is leading for years after years after years. Why isn't there no sovereignty in Judea and Samaria?
You know, I promote this issue. I also I'm promoting a legislation on this issue. Always I hear the answer that it's not the best timing. And my answer is there will never be best timing for this decision. When Ben-Gurion decided to declare independence, the U.S. told him it's not the best timing. So we have to do it as soon as possible.
Now, let's go back to Oslo because, the statement, do not give them weapons, do not give them ammunition, has become very relevant these days, as it seems that the U.S. is pressuring Israel to transfer armored vehicles, weapons, to the Palestinian Authority. What is your opinion on this?
We can count only on ourselves when it comes to security. We have seen in the past incidents that Palestinian Authority policemen used the weapon they received to target Israelis. So we have to be very careful about it. I know there is an interest to support the PA security services. I think giving them armored cars, we should consider that, but we shouldn't give them even one bullet or one rifle, because nobody can guarantee that it will not be used against us.
Do you think that sovereignty was pushed aside in order for the Abraham Accords to come into action, and now what are we going to see regarding the normalization with Saudi Arabia? Again, put aside sovereignty, that always has to be the price?
We changed the paradigm. You know, Secretary Kerry said many times that there will not be any peace with any Arab countries before we solve the issue with the Palestinians. And look what happened. We signed treaties with the UAE, with Bahrain, with Morocco, hopefully with Saudi Arabia. And I think those countries realize that we are here to stay. They recognize Israel. And I hope that one day the Palestinians will have a strong leader that will go in the same path of peace.
Netanyahu is on his way to the United States. He will be meeting President Biden in New York, not in the White House. What are your expectations from this visit?
I think it's about time. I think it's a very important meeting. We have many issues to discuss, mainly the threats coming from Iran, the funding that they will receive in the near future. And I don't think it's important if the meeting is in New York or Washington, D.C. The fact that the leaders will meet next week is very important for us.
They'll meet, but it doesn't seem that the staff in Washington really are like this current government.
Well, we have a similar interest. We have similar values. The bond between the U.S. and Israel, it's a very strong bond. And I would surprise you. I met President Biden many times, and he always spoke very highly about Prime Minister Netanyahu. So I have no doubt it will be a good meeting.
Okay, Knesset member Danny Danon, Likud, chairman of World Likud. Thank you very much.
Thank you.